Oh,
Hey,
hey
hey, Andrew.
Andrew, how's it going?
Hey, how's it
So
going?
good to see you. Yeah.
Good to
Thank
see
you
you
so much for
too.
making time. I know you're busy.
That's okay. Yeah. No, I'm happy to do it.
This is awesome. Very cool.
Andrew, I have to tell you something right up front. Both of these guys are brain tumor survivors.
Yeah.
No way.
It
Huh?
makes them
That's
so
so,
cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're so
Yeah.
inspired by your story, Andrew. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. That's so cool. Yeah,
It's really
this
awesome.
is a job where it's like everyone on the team is so passionate, and we have another survivor who's also a social
Yeah.
worker that works for CBTF. So we, it's
I'm the
just
president.
she wasn't brain. No, I'm
Oh,
just
president,
kidding.
but
No, but we
survivor.
actually have several cancer survivors too, in
Yeah.
addition. So I find it to be a really, just supportive community. We
Yeah.
really we get it. So
Yeah.
well, that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. So just I think I kind of told you a little bit about what we do, but we like to inspire the community and motivate other survivors. And I think you have such an incredible story that I know will inspire a lot of other survivors. So we were hoping, and just to make sure that you're okay with it, we wanted to record the session so that we can maybe share our interview and share some of the inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for sure. For sure. That'd be awesome.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we can get started, I guess. We
Yeah.
have some questions for you. I know we know a lot of this already just from reading about you. There's been a lot of buzz lately, right? I see you're on Yahoo
Yeah, yeah.
and all sorts of websites, which is awesome. But we just wanted to run it by you, and maybe you could just talk about some of the things that we want to bring up. So
Yeah.
let's see. Um, so first off, if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and basically what brought you to this interview and really how everything got started. What was it like when you were diagnosed? And maybe if you could just start by just telling us your name, your age, and where you're from, and then kind of get into your story. That'd be great.
Yeah. So I'm Andrew Felsted. I'm 19 and from Heber, Utah. I was I was diagnosed when right before I turned 5, just a couple days before my 5th birthday, and it was about a 2-year process of chemo and therapy and radiation. Yeah, it's been a long ride.
When you were 11, you had a massive stroke.
Oh yeah, there's all of that too.
Yeah.
um,
Remember round
well,
two?
well, round two, yeah, I remember that as well. But yeah, so when I was 11 and I had a stroke on the right side of my head, and then right after that I had some seizures. That all happened, and then they found a hole in my heart as well, a PFO. So they had to do heart surgery.
Then you had to learn to walk and do all of that again. The
Uh,
second time.
Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
unbelievable.
I had to relearn how to do a lot of things, but I'd say I've healed pretty well.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you just kind of unfolded some layers that we weren't expecting to hear. That's really unbelievable. I want to know when your book is going to come out. Like,
I
it's
That's a
unbelievable.
good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to write something because this is a. I mean, it sounds like you're Iron Man. Like you've just been through war and back, and it seems like you're stronger than ever.
It's been a lot, but you learn a lot. You learn a lot along the way. So that's what's been so cool. You know, it's been so hard, but it's also been kind of cool at the same time. I learned a lot of things that most 5-year-olds or most 11-year-olds wouldn't learn.
Mhm.
um, Kind of had exposure to a lot of things that you wouldn't have before if nothing happened to you. So it's a challenge, and you don't even realize till after sometimes how different things might have been.
Yeah.
But I do think you're stronger for it, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just amazed just hearing about like what you had to go through and some of the abilities that you lost. Like you lost the ability to speak and were paralyzed, but then you decided to join the Boy Scouts. At what age did you decide to join the Boy Scouts?
So I joined the Boy Scouts at 11, it was something that kind of everyone in my neighborhood was doing. My church did it, and I just kind of like loved what it taught. I also had a friend who was a year or two older than me, and he was already a scout, and his mom was a scout leader, so he really helped me a lot.
It's incredible, and I know
Yeah,
there was something like really rare that you had won, that you had gotten all merit badges, right?
yeah,
You want to
yeah,
tell us
yeah,
about that award?
yeah. So well, when I did it, I got 138 merit badges.
And only
So
21 are required for an eagle.
So, you get 21 merit badges, and
Wow.
then you do like an Eagle project, which is usually is some kind of community service project
Oh,
that benefits like the whole community, and then and that has to be approved by like the Eagle board. The Eagle, and then once you do that project and do some paperwork, you're an Eagle Scout.
it's amazing.
But there's ranks all along the way. So I actually started when I turned 8, I actually became a Cub Scout,
Mhm.
which is it's not a Boy Scout, but a Cub Scout is just kind of like a pre-Boy Scout.
Okay.
And then once you turn 11, you can join the Boy Scouts. So I did all the Cub Scouting too, but Boy Scouts where you can do like big projects and big awards and
It's amazing. And I know that you touched on your neighborhood at the time, and that's kind of what inspired you to join. Just speaking of your neighborhood, how did your community come together at all when this was going on, when you were first diagnosed?
when I was first diagnosed, my neighborhood was all like super supportive for me. They all prayed and for me, and so not just like my neighborhood, my like extended family, and so many people like were reached out to us by either bringing us dinner or by making videos for us, sending us cards, sending us emails, whatever it may be. But I would say everybody was super like helpful and super supportive, and yeah, definitely did not feel like we were going through anything alone. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a
awesome.
wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Um, I know we wanted to ask you about your scholarship and schooling. I did want to jump in because your mom, and I didn't know this before, but mentioned that you're in some marathons. And I mean, to me, that like, yeah, that made me like, just because I've also ran too. And I know as a survivor, like the achievement of doing something like that is amazing. We do have
yeah,
an program here, just so you know. But I did want to hear a little bit about that and what inspired you and how that felt.
yeah. So I've run 2 marathons. The first one was down Big Cottonwood Canyon in Salt Lake City, and that was so cool. It was a great experience. I loved it. But it's just your normal marathon. And then the second one was during COVID, so it was a virtual run, which basically
Mhm.
means you just run it by yourself and then tell them your time, and they send you a medal and a shirt. So those were both really cool. But really, what kind of inspired me to start running really is kind of I've always liked to be like active, and I've always liked to try to like do my best to be in shape. So so when I first picked up running, that was kind of my motivation, just to stay in shape. And then I started realizing that I really started to like running, and I started running some half marathons, and I thought they were pretty fun. And after a couple of them, I decided I wanted to run a full marathon and see if I liked it, and I did. I mean, it was really hard. I had to train, and it was super hard, but I'm really glad I did it. And what's also fun is meeting other runners was super cool. Like I had runners on my cross country team that I could talking to other people like on race days. When you're waiting for the race to start, there's lots of other runners you can talk to. Yeah, I mean, it was super fun. I mean, I love the runner's high. The feeling you get kind of after you finish a long run, you feel very accomplished, and just decided I like that a lot. So
It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is an addiction. Like
Yeah.
people are like, what are you doing? Like, I can't stop. I just started and I can't stop.
No.
yeah,
Oh gosh.
But-
I mean, that's amazing
Yeah.
that, you had gone from, having to relearn to walk to running a marathon. I mean, not many people can say that that's like, I mean, it's just an incredible story.
yeah,
Yeah, it really is. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You should.
And I
yeah. It's cool. I mean, I like it. I'm really glad I did it, even though in the moment it was very hard. And the second one, like more than half of the marathon was in the rain. So a lot of it, I mean, it was not easy, but worth it totally.
That's amazing.
And we do look for endurance, and we do look for survivor inspirers. I don't know if that would be something you're interested in, but I can, maybe shoot you some info about that. If you're interested in it.
Yeah.
Twist your arm.
Sorry, can you say that again? I missed it.
No, you're fine. So with the endurance program, we do look for survivor inspirers. We have some that also do marathons. We have some that don't run, but just want to offer motivation to other runners. So if that's something you're interested in, I can definitely follow up after this with some info.
Yeah. You can send me some emails. That would be awesome.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
I'd love to learn about it.
You'd be a great fit for that. There's a lot of inspiring stories in the endurance program with CPTF, but I think yours would probably be right up there at the top. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And so kind of switching gears, if we can, we also wanted to ask your mom some questions. So Mom, if you're up for it, we wanted to know, and I know this can be a difficult question, but what was it like when you first found out that Andrew was diagnosed with a brain tumor?
Oh my goodness. I'm sure your parents have told you the stories of when you guys were diagnosed, and I'm sure it was very, very similar to that. The night he was diagnosed, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning when they told us they had found a mass in his brain. And I asked him, stupidly, I'm like, I don't know anything. I'm like, do I take him home? What do I do? And the doctor said, oh, you will be very lucky if he lives until morning. He said, we don't anticipate that he'll see the morning. This is it. He's going to have a seizure and he'll die tonight. And I remember just scooping him up and thinking, he can't die. I mean, he can't, and feeling like completely helpless. Like there's nothing I can do. They took him up to the ICU and I just sat with him on his bed, and it was a mixture of wanting to let him sleep because I knew he was tired, but wanting to keep him up if these were my last minutes with him. I didn't want him to sleep through them. And a friend had brought up his favorite book in pajamas, and I read him his favorite book that night and just thought, I don't know how you ever are prepared to say goodbye to your child. And of course, seeing him, he did live till morning. And that next morning, they had actually brought a surgeon in from Boston that flew through the night to come to Utah that morning to be able to do surgery on him. And they did surgery, and they said things went well. We anticipate him recovering well. That was on a Sunday, and on Monday, he started not doing well. And on Tuesday, he started developing all these complications. That's when he lost his ability to walk. He lost his vision. He lost his sight, speech, no speech. I mean, we had nothing. And that lasted more than a month in the hospital with still no vision, no speech. And it was just overwhelming. I mean, I was overwhelmed by, I didn't know much about medicine or cancer. I mean, my mom had passed away from cancer, but it was a different situation. So I just didn't know a lot. And it was a struggle. I will be honest. It was a struggle. I look back and think my heart breaks for every parent that is in that situation, having to walk that same path. My heart just, if I could do anything to make it better for them. But sometimes I think it's good to see, like I see the two of you, and I'm like, holy smokes, you're survivors. Look at you just sitting there. This is inspiring. And of course, Andrew, I'm super inspired by you because I think you're such a cool kid. But, you know, it's helpful. It was helpful for us to see people that were 5 years out. I remember taking Andrew to his first MRI after radiation to see whether his tumor, to see where we were at with his tumor. And there was a girl there who was about 11 or 12 who was 5 years out. And I thought, how can we ever be her? How do we get to be her?
Yeah.
You know, but to see somebody who had done it was really cool. That was helpful. But I don't know if that answered your question.
Absolutely
Yeah, it
did.
did.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I can't imagine. And we appreciate you kind of, you know, recounting that, because I know that can be hard. And
Yeah. I think a lot of parents and survivors, they want to share their story. And I mean, I know I do, I believe Stephen does, you know, so it's, it can be healing just to do what you just did and share it, even as painful as it could be.
It is. I do feel like a little piece of my heart got put back together whenever I could share his story. You know, Andrew and I had an opportunity for Primary Children's Hospital where he was treated to share his story at, I don't know how many fundraisers, Andrew, 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many times.
Several.
Probably 60 different times we had the opportunity to share your story when you were younger, but it was like a little piece of you got put back together.
Yeah.
we just have some sirens, so we're waiting for it to pass. But that's unbelievable. I mean, it's beautiful, and it seems like you guys have already kind of gone through, you know, that healing stage and onto the giving back stage. It seems like you both are doing a lot of giving back. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that. I know, Andrew, you're currently you know, at a mission, right? Do you want to talk about what you're doing there?
Yeah. So I'm serving a mission for my church, for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So what we do is we are called to an area for 2 years where we leave our home, we leave kind of everything behind, leave school, and then we go out and serve for 2 years, and we help people, but our purpose is to basically share our beliefs, share the teachings of Jesus Christ, and we talk about God with all those people, all the people we can. And so I've actually been out for 6 months, and I'm out here in California. My call was to Ventura, California, and so that covers kind of a lot of area in California, but I'm in Moorpark, California right now.
Wow.
And I'm speaking Spanish.
And you had to learn it in the Spanish language.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Well, we have just maybe a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah. Do you want to do with mom or do you want to do the?
Sorry about that.
No,
No,
no, you're
of
fine.
course,
We're kind of
don't be
Yeah.
No.
So but yeah, so I'm here in Moorpark, and I'm speaking Spanish. That was my language, so I have to learn. I'm learning Spanish to share it with all the Latinos here.
That's awesome. That
That's
is so
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then going back to mom, Missy, I thought I would ask what's one of the proudest moments in just raising Andrew? What was one of the proudest moments, you know, through all the trials and tribulations, it sounds like? Do you have anything that you wanted to share?
Oh, I wonder if I could pick just one, Andrew. That's kind of hard to do, I think. Watching him run his first marathon was unbelievably proud. Watching him earn the 138 merit badges, like the national commissioners and everybody from the Boy Scouts flew to our house to do this award. It was such a significant moment. When he graduated from high school, when he first was diagnosed and they were going through all of the treatment, one of the doctors told me that I asked him what the side effects were going to be from this. And he said, our very, very lucky kids even graduate from high school. And I felt like he had like knocked the wind out of me. You know, our very lucky kids even graduate from high school. I'm like, how is he going to take care of himself? How are we going to do this? And so watching him, he went to a very academically demanding school. It's really the best high school that Utah has, the most academic. And he did so well. And it wasn't because it came easy. It was because he advocated for himself. He learned, I need a tutor. I need to go to my tutor. I need to go to the writing center. I need to go to the math lab. I need to stay after school, where other kids didn't have to do that. They just don't, right? But brain tumor kids have different circumstances than other kids. But he recognized for himself that to be successful, he had to give up going to friend's house after school and give up early morning sleep and give up all of his lunch hours. And I mean, I remember hearing from his teachers that they would say he's been at tutoring 6 times just this week to prepare for a test. Even if that test was, you know, a B. I mean, I was so proud of him because he earned it and he worked so hard to get it. You know, sometimes people will say, oh, my kid got a 4.0 or whatever. And I think, but have they learned how to work? Like, did it come easy or did they have to work at it? And Andrew had to work at it. It never came easy, right, Andrew? I mean, nothing just, you know, you would say, how come some kids, it just is easy for them? And I'm like, well, different genetics maybe, and they didn't have a brain tumor. And so he worked so hard. And then to see his story validated and his experiences validated by his scholarship, that was really cool.
It's incredible. Yeah. And I love that you touch on just advocating for yourself, because that's a big thing that we push at CBTF.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, you know, these achievements just means so much more when you've been through the kind of things that Andrew's been through. It's incredible. So yeah, I mean, you have to be so proud. Amazing.
So proud of him. I mean, he worked so hard. And taking things like standardized tests, you guys know this. Yeah. And you see it, I'm sure, with your brain tumor kids.
Oh yeah.
It's truly, it's not fair. It just isn't. But colleges require it, or whatever requires it. And yes, they can get more time, but it's still not the same effort that the brain tumor kids have to put forth compared to other kids. And watching Andrew Saturday after Saturday after Saturday give up his day to go practice and get ready and take and retake those exams.
I mean, yeah, I think there's so much of what you said that just resonates with us and echoes with us, both going through college and things like that. And it's amazing. Okay. So we're so happy that you are a part of our CBTF community now and our CBTF family. And thank you so much for joining us on the Zoom. Yeah. Maybe, I know we're like past your time. If you want to say one more sentence on like maybe what you would tell other survivors who might be going through similar situations, if you had any words of wisdom.
Yeah. I would say just don't give up. Know that things will get better, and it will get better, and rely on your family. My family was such a big help to me.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. We're so inspired. You guys like made our day. Thank you both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for what you're doing, Andrew, and thank you so much for making the time. We appreciate it, you guys. We don't want to keep any more of your time.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice you too.
Great to meet you.
I hope to see you. You know, I haven't seen you on Facebook, Missy. So please
stay
continue to reach out and comment, and everything works out. Great.
Thank you guys so much. All right.
Thank you both.
Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Take care.
Hey, bye, guys.
Bye. Great day. Bye.
You too.
Bye. You too.
Take care.